specific plan, you can. I'm licensed with over 10 companies. So I'm able to provide people with a lot of variety in what their needs are. So, but tonight it's just educational to hopefully talk to people about, first of all, always talking to an individual in person or over Zoom about your Medicare. I don't ever encourage people to talk to someone they don't know over the phone. And I'm sure you've all been bombarded by phone calls and letters. People trying to get you to sign up. You don't know who they are. They may not ask you who your doctors are. They may not find out if the particular product that they're selling is in network with your physicians, or if it meets your health needs or your finances. So I always recommend that you meet with somebody in person, somebody local, hopefully, to your community, that knows the doctors, that knows the pharmacies, who can recommend you to the places that are best for you. Okay? So let's open up your folder to, and this is very basic, but I'm going to go over it with you because not everybody knows about this. This is what the Medicare card looks like when you receive it. And Medicare Part A, that covers hospital, skilled nursing care, hospice, and blood. This card as a whole covers you at 80%. So Hospital Part A comes to you at no charge as long as you've put in 40 credits or 10 years of work. Okay? So everybody gets that.
No choices to make there.
No.
And that's out of your Social Security?
No. That doesn't cost anything, Part A. Okay?
So who will send this to you?
It depends on, number one, are you collecting Social Security?
Yeah.
For instance, if you elect Social Security at age 62, but then you want your Medicare at 65, you will likely receive a Medicare card in the mail a few months prior to your 65th birthday. If you're not drawing Social Security, you would have to apply for the card at ssa.gov, and then you would sign up for that at that point for your Social Security. Your Medicare. If you're not drawing Social Security, you would pay for your Medicare Part B. There is a premium for Part B, and you would have to pay it quarterly. So if you look on this sheet, you'll see Medicare Part B, and let me explain what that is. That is doctor's appointments, durable medical equipment, dialysis, therapies, occupational, physical, labs, blood work. Anything else, Morgan, you can think of? It also includes what they call Medicare Part B drugs. Medicare Part B drugs are your immunotherapy drugs and your chemotherapy drugs. So that's what Part B covers for you. Once you do receive Part B, you are charged, and you can see there's a Part B premium of $170.10 per month. If you're drawing your Social Security like you are, that will automatically be taken out of your Social Security. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're not, you'll receive a quarterly bill, usually. Some people receive a 6-month bill. It just depends on what you would receive. Did you have a question?
So you can determine how you want to be billed, quarterly or semi-annually or monthly, or how does that work?
No, it's going to usually be quarterly.
Okay.
I have heard of a couple people getting a little bit of maybe 4 months billed for it.
Okay. And that's $170.10 per person.
Per person,
Yes.
per month, right?
Okay.
Okay? So once that's all active, like I said, it covers 80%. However, if you do not pick up a supplement to cover the other 20%, plus a drug plan, or you don't pick up a Medicare Advantage plan, there are some additional costs. For instance, if you go to the hospital with just your Medicare card and nothing else, you will be charged the hospital Part A deductible, which this year is a little over $1,500. So having a supplement that covers the other 20% or an Advantage plan will keep your costs down. There's a cap on those things, so things don't get out of control. And we'll go into more of that when we talk about the different ways to take your Medicare. Any questions on just the card, the A and the B? No? Okay. Alrighty. So typically there are 3 ways, let's open this up. There are 3 ways to take your Medicare. The first one is where you would take your Medicare card with a Medicare supplement. So you've got Medicare card covers 80%, supplemental card covers the other 20%, and they run right now this year with a $233 deductible for the year, which sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Compared to under 65 health insurance, $233 a year doesn't sound too bad to have everything covered. However, in addition to the Medicare Part B premium, the $170.10, you also have a supplemental cost per month, and I've got an average here, about $130 a month for a 65-year-old male. And then you would have to pick up a prescription drug plan. Those run anywhere from, I will say, $12 to $15, $20 a month for those. So your average cost per month, a little over $300. This is probably the best coverage you could purchase for yourself, a Medicare supplement. And most people choose plans called F, G, or N. And it just depends on what you're interested in. Plan F has no deductible at all. It does not have the $233. It is only offered to people who turned 65 prior to January 1st of 2020 or 2021. I can't remember which one. So I can look that up for you, but that's the most expensive plan, F, and it covers the most. We generally talk to people about Plan G. Plan G covers everything for you. Once you pay your $233 deductible, everything else is covered for the full year. Doesn't matter if you were in the hospital 6 times or you had to have a hip replacement, a knee replacement, some type of a surgery. Once you pay the $233, everything is covered for the year.
That's Plan G?
Plan G. Yep. And Plan N is very similar to Plan G. However, you have a $20 copay when you see a doctor, whether it's your primary care physician or a specialist. And then you also have a $50 copay for emergency room. If you're admitted to the hospital, then that $50 would be waived.
That's the same amount per month, $233?
The deductible is the same, $233. The premium, however, on Plan N is a little less than Plan G. So instead of where I put $130 a month, it might be $110 or $15. The biggest difference between G and N is G covers something called excess charges. Excess charges are something that a specialist can bill. above and beyond what Medicare allows. The specialist could bill 15% above and beyond, and your Plan G will cover that. Plan N will not. Plan F will. So if you're a person that sees a lot of specialists, that's a consideration. If you're seeing a lot of doctors, it's a consideration. And it's nice to have that because you don't know what might happen in the future. Is everyone clear on a, go ahead. Hi.
So I got a statement from, says your income-related monthly adjustment of $68.
We're
$68 in addition to the 170, or is that the 130?
going to go over that. That's called IRMA.
Okay.
That's a separate topic we're going to go over,
Okay.
okay?
All right. All right.
I don't want to get everybody all
No,
confused
no,
at this
okay.
point, but, and I have information on it
Okay.
to give you also, Brad.
We're not going to get confused?
Hopefully not.
Okay,
Yes.
so the supplement, you talk about the supplement. These are the supplements, correct? That you choose from, F, G, and,
There's a few others too.
okay, but that's what you're talking about when we talk
About a supplement.
Okay.
Right, there's, you know, B, C, D, G, L, whatever.
Yeah, all sorts of letters, but.
Right, but those are the three most popular,
Okay.
F, G, and N.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions? Is anybody confused at this point on a Medicare supplement?
Not about supplements, but did we talk about Part A?
We did talk about Part A. Part A is your hospital coverage, your skilled nursing care, hospice, and blood.
That's good, thank you.
Okay?
Guaranteed issue.
Pardon me?
Guaranteed issue.
Oh, right, the guaranteed issue. When you get on a Medicare supplement plan at 65, or when you lose credible coverage with your employer health care, whether it be yours or your spouse's, you have something called guaranteed issue. And that means when you get on that supplement, they cannot ask you any health questions. They cannot ask weight, height, smoking preference, or whether you've had a heart attack a month ago or you have lung cancer right now. You're in. And that only happens either when you first turn 65 or when you lose your credible coverage and decide to retire. You have a certain amount of time that you can pick it up with no medical questions asked. After 6 months of being on it, if you decide, hey, I want to change companies, I don't like this plan anymore, then you will be asked medical questions, and then you're open to underwriting. So you could either be issued preferred, or you could be rated up, or you could be denied altogether, depending on health. So that's, again, an important reason to deal with somebody in person and let them help you go over different plans and see what your needs are. The drug plan that goes with your supplement, you have to pick up what they call a standalone drug plan, prescription drug plan. There's several in the state to choose from. And how that works is a person pays a monthly premium for their drug plan, and then when you fill your prescriptions are tiered out, 5 tiers. Preferred generic, generic, brand, specialty, and like a non-preferred brand. So how works is preferred generics, usually on most of these plans, have a 0 copay. Then when you move to tier 2, the regular generic, you'd have a small copay, maybe $4 to $10 per month. Tier 3 is a brand name drug. So a lot of the plans have you pay a deductible for tiers 3, 4, and 5. Those are the expensive drugs. This year it's $480 deductible. So you would pay the first $480, and then you would get a copay, a tier 3 copay, typically around $38 to $45 per month. Now, has anybody heard of the coverage gap or donut hole? You have? Yeah.
Yeah, I think, with the prescription, was there a premium that you mentioned with the, for the F, G, and N supplementals? Was there a premium for you?
Yes. When, oh, here. That's the average supplement cost for a
Okay.
65-year-old man. And the supplement would be the F, G, or N.
Okay.
Okay? Ballpark, 130. Okay? And then you would add the prescription plan. Those can run anywhere from 8 to, 30 or 40. It depends on how much you want to spend. Most people go with an average prescription plan about $15 a month. So back,
Would
yes?
it matter if I already have a prescription plan through my UAW?
Well, is it a retirement plan?
Yes.
Well, then you would want to keep that, I would
Right,
think.
but could I still get a supplement if I have that?
Okay, so are you hourly UAW?
No, I was salary UAW.
Okay, are you going to be offered benefits in retirement for health? Do you know?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, are you,
Until I get Medicare. And then it'll be a supplement for me for Medicare. Medicare would be the primary.
okay,
And then my insurance would be a supplement.
okay. So are you 65 yet?
No,
When will you be 65?
this year at the end of the year.
At the end of the year. Typically, what they'll do is, my thought is, what they usually do is have you get on a Medicare Advantage plan, the UAW. Most of the big three, they offer an Advantage plan, which takes A, B, and D all together in one plan. I haven't really heard of them offering a supplement, but I could be wrong. I don't know exactly.
I still have insurance, it would be Medicare, a PPO, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yep,
Okay, so that's all I would have. So there's nothing after that.
that would be, yeah, it sounds like it's the
The
Medicare Advantage PPO.
Right.
And that will include your A, B, your D, all in one plan. And you'll have some co-pays and co-insurance, but they're not, when you get it through your job, it's not as expensive as going individual.
Okay.
Okay? All right, and then back to the prescription drug plan standalone, and that was what would go with your Medicare supplement. I was talking about the coverage gap or the donut hole. So if the total cost of your drugs for the year went up as high as $4,550, that's when you enter coverage gap or donut hole. And during that, you're in there until you reach $7,000 approximately. And during that time, you actually have to pay 25% of the true cost of your medication. Once you hit 7,000, they give you a break, bring it down to 5%, and they call that the catastrophic phase. And then you're in that phase till the end of the year. Okay, I know it's a little confusing, and I don't want to confuse you too much tonight, but, okay. Any questions on that? Yep.
So these items under number 1, supplement, the prescription, B, average cost, that's what we end up paying.
Yes.
Or would be taken out of our Social Security payment.
Only the 17010 is taken out of your Social Security.
But the other
The
ones.
prescription drug plan and the Medicare supplement, typically you have to pay a supplement, either send them a check every month or they can deduct it from your account.
Withdrawal.
Yeah. And the prescription drug premium can be taken out of Social Security if you're drawing Social Security. That's the only one that's allowed.
So Part B and a prescription drug plan can both be taken out of Social Security?
They can, yes. Okay, and then we're going to talk a little bit about number 2. The second way to take your Medicare is a Medicare Advantage plan. And those are the plans that you see on television, and they cover your A, B, and D. So instead of using your Medicare card when you go to the doctor, like you would if you had a supplement, you would take the Medicare card, the supplemental card, and the prescription drug card. You will get one card from the carrier that you choose for your Medicare Advantage plan, and you won't use anything but that card, the carrier card, which takes your A, B, and D all together. Now, these plans are very much like what people under 65 have right now. They're either HMOs or they're PPOs, and you can decide which one you want. Each one will have a maximum out of pocket for the year, anywhere from $3,900 for an HMO up to maybe $6,500 for a PPO. And there's many companies that offer Medicare Advantage plans in our area. And some of them, you know, they're always in competition with each other. So some offer dental cleanings, some offer some eyeglass coverage, hearing aids. Most of them provide you with the hearing exam every year, the eye exam every year. Some provide you with over-the-counter products where you would receive a catalog and maybe have $75 every quarter to order things like eye drops, toothpaste, toothbrush, a scale, for instance, a humidifier. I mean, all different things that you would buy at the drugstore.
2 quick questions. So there is no Advantage plan that's not an HMO or PPO? Like there's not a Blue Cross plan that functions as normal Blue Cross?
No. The Advantage plan has a doctor network.
Okay. So the next question, and just brief explanation. If you travel out of the country and you have an Advantage plan, are you covered? Or are you covered with any of these plans? And I'm not looking for detailed, just...
Right, yes. With the supplement, under an emergency, you're covered up to $50,000. You usually have a $250 deductible, and then it's an 80-20, where you would have to pay 20% up to $50,000. So yes, there's a little coverage. If you have something huge happen out of the country and you have to be lifted back to the States, you know it's going to be very expensive. So we usually advise people to get travel insurance if you're going out of the country.
Okay.
The Advantage plans have some coverage also out of the country, like up to the $50,000. But I would definitely not go out of the country without having some additional travel insurance. Okay?
Thank you.
Yep.
I have a question, sorry. You know, like when you work each year in October, you get to sign up for a different insurance plan? I mean, change it if you want?
Yes.
Is this the same?
Yes, the Advantage plan, you don't have to answer any medical questions. Anybody can get an Advantage plan and they can change it every year. So typically what we do is we send our customers a letter in the fall and ask them, are you happy with your plan? Yes or no. If you're not, contact us. We'll make an appointment and sit down. And maybe this year you really have a hearing issue and you want a plan that would provide you with some hearing aids. Or you want better eyeglass coverage. Or maybe your doctor is no longer in the network with your Advantage plan. So you want to find a plan that your doctor is in network with. So we sit down with people, we go over all your doctors, all your medications and help you try to find a plan that's going to suit you in that way. Do you have any questions about the Advantage plan?
So one of the things I keep trying to do with a variety of different things in our lives is try to make paperwork less obnoxious and easier. So if we go with an Advantage plan, we basically deal with one company and don't have to deal with the federal government as much. And is it easier to have an Advantage plan, although it might be a little more expensive? It's less hassle to deal with? Or do you have more access to a wider range of doctors? What's the advantage to having an Advantage plan over it?
Okay, first of all, I will tell you this. On a Medicare supplement, that's the first choice that we talked about. There are no doctor networks. You can go to any doctor you want, anywhere, as long as that doctor participates and bills Medicare. Okay? So if you want to go to Cleveland Clinic, or you want to go to, I don't know, Henry Ford, and you can go anywhere you want with the Medicare supplement.
As long as they accept it. Because some doctors don't take that, right?
No,
Yeah.
all the doctors take the supplement.
Oh,
All the doctors, unless they don't participate with Medicare, which is a very minute amount of doctors, okay?
okay.
So, another thing about the Medicare supplement, let's say you go in the hospital and you've had a heart attack and you're not ready to go home. You can't take care of yourself and your wife can't take care of you. You go to skilled nursing. On the Advantage plan, you are covered for 20 days at skilled nursing. 20 days is usually pretty good for most people. But how about a person who's had a stroke and now cannot walk and needs a lot of therapy? The Medicare supplement covers you for 100 days in skilled nursing. On an Advantage plan, you will pay a copay for days 21 through 100. Close to $200 a day. So that's something to consider. That's a big difference between the two. As far as anything being more of a hassle or not, all I would say is this: it's individual. It's really based on your health, what's best for you. And a lot of husbands and wives, they don't get the same plan. Like, if you're in perfect health, you might opt for a different plan than your husband because maybe he has a lot of health issues. So you don't have to go with the same plan. You go with what is good for you on that. Does that answer a little what you wanted? Okay. Let's get back to the Advantage plan. Morgan, is there anything else you want to say about Advantage plan that I didn't cover? Okay. So how the Advantage plan works. Most of the Advantage plans today are 0 premium per month. Okay, so you pay your $170.10 for your Medicare Part B, and you don't pay a premium for your Advantage plan. However, I call it the pay-as-you-go plan because all the things you do on a Medicare Advantage, you're going to have co-pays or co-insurances.